Good morning, boys and girls. Can you please read this learning objective to your mom or dad? And today's learning will be all about capacity and volume. Lots of fun activities today. Before we do our work on volume, let's do a warm-up on number. So we're going to count in 2s, 5s and 10s today. Boys and girls, just the link for the 100 square splat is on this dojo post. So scroll down and click the link, please. Now, do you remember this great splat 100 square we used in division just before the Easter break? We can use this to help us count in 2s also. So I'm going to pick a color along the right hand side. Let's pick green. There we go. And I'm going to count in 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So I've counted in 2s up to 20. Can you count in 2s up to 20 and beyond? Give it a go. Now I'm going to try and count in 5s, and I'll pick a color. I'll pick purple. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What pattern do you notice when we're counting in 5s? Have a chat with your mum or dad about that. Finally, let's count in 10s, and I'll pick yellow. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Oh, I can see another pattern. Please discuss the pattern you notice. And I'm going to clear that. Now in year 1, all we need to know is to count in 2s, count in 5s, and count in 10s. However, if you find that super easy, you can challenge yourself. For example, I'm going to try and count in 3s. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, do you notice when you're crossing from one line onto the next, you've got to really focus. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm making that cross again. 19, 20, 21. 1, 2, 3. It's 21. Oh, do you notice any patterns when I count in 3s? So that was just one to challenge myself. You could count in 4s, you could count in 7s. So that's the warm-up for this morning. Count in 2s, count in 5s, count in 10s. And if you need an extra challenge, try and count in other numbers. Okay, year 1, today's main activity will be on volume and capacity. Can you read that title and the sentence in the purple box to your mom or dad? I'll give you some moments to do that. Go, please. Okay, it says always, sometimes never. And in the purple box it says the tallest container holds the most liquid. And below you have a picture of 2 glasses, a tall glass and a glass that's not so tall. Boys and girls, Mr. L thinks that the tallest container will always have the most liquid. It will always have the greatest capacity or hold the most volume of liquid. Am I right? Follow me into my kitchen and let's have a look. But first, I need to borrow something. Okay, for the activity, I will need to borrow one of Ava's bottles. Is it okay, Ava, if I borrow the bottle? Oh, that's a lovely smile this morning, Ava. Okay, thank you, Ava. I'm just going to borrow this one, okay? Is that okay, Ava? Okay, I think the smile means it's okay. Okay, boys and girls, what we have here is 5 containers, each filled with water. Now, container A, it's a tall glass. Container B is a jam jar. Container C is a lunchbox. Container D, Mr. L's coffee glass. Finally, container E is Ava's bottle, and you notice Ava's bottle, it's filled with clear water. I put pink coloring in all of the other containers. Your first task, boys and girls, is to tell me which container do you think holds the most volume of water? Which container has the largest capacity? So your first task is to tell me that, and you can tell me that by putting a comment in the comments section below the dojo points. Mr. L thinks that the tall glass contains most water because Mr. L believes that taller glasses and taller containers have a greater volume than containers that aren't so tall. Do you think I'm right? Your second challenge is to try and prove me wrong. Try and prove Mr. L wrong. Try and prove that tall glasses sometimes don't contain the greatest volume of water. And to do that challenge, you will need to go to your kitchen and you'll need to have a tall container and a container that may not be so tall. How can you prove that I'm wrong, that tall containers don't always contain the greatest volume? That's a challenge for you. I'd like you to produce a video proving me wrong on that and post the video on your portfolio. Okay, on Friday's lesson, we will discover if Mr. L is correct. I will check if that tall glass contains more water than all of the other containers there. Good luck with your challenge. So for this task, you've got to post your answer on the comments section of this dojo post, like Mr. L is just typing down his opinion there. So you've got to tell me whether you believe that container A, B, C, D, or E contain the most volume of water there. Mr. L has this opinion that taller containers always contain the greater volume. So that's what I'm typing. I think A will have the greatest volume because taller containers hold more capacity. Now, I may not be right on that, and later on in this video you'll have to try and prove me wrong. But for this task, please post your opinion on the comments section. And the second task, if you'd like to read that first statement to your mom or dad. And it says the tallest container holds the most liquid. Now I stated that as my belief. Am I right or am I wrong? Can you prove me wrong that sometimes tall containers, like the one I've circled there in yellow, may not always contain the most liquid? So you'll have to go to your kitchen, find a tall container and a container that may not be so tall, and try and prove me wrong. Upload the video, please. And lastly, our final activity for this lesson on volume and capacity will revolve around a website called My Maths. And I will put a link on this dojo post for the website, but I'll just find it using my Google machine. My Maths. And you see it's the first website that comes up, so I'm going to click My Maths, bringing maths alive. It's a good website that we use a lot in Hornbill. And I'm going to click on Login. Now, to the parents out there, Miss Russell and I have left the logon details for your individual children in the office, along with a pack of other resources. But if you haven't had a chance to get to the office, for today you can just use my logon details if you like. And my username is Hornbill. And my password is rectangle. $296. I'll just log in, and there we go. You see on the left hand side there where it says measurement, I'm going to click on measurement. And there on the right hand side there you see year 1, and I'm looking for capacity. There, it's the last year 1 section. So I'm going to click on comparing capacity. And you've got an online lesson and you've got online homework. We don't use this website to set homework, so ignore online homework. We use Dojo, obviously. So I'm going to click on lesson. It's just loading up now. And here, it's just going to recap on what we have done so far and what we'll be doing over the next few lessons. So, if you look on the left, I'm going to click on circle number 1, and it tells us exactly what capacity is. On the bottom right-hand side, I'll click on next. It goes through the terms full and empty. It shows you some visuals. Then I'll click on the left hand side, number 2. As you can see, there's some online activities. First one, for example, is label the containers full and empty. So I'll do the first one. This bottle of orange juice is full. This one is empty. And you and your child can go through the rest of the activities on this lesson on capacity. Okay? Also, if you find that you want to do some more math work, some of you may have the time to perhaps revise some of the division work we did last week and over the Easter holidays. So if I go on the left hand side to number, and you'll see kind of another list here just beside number where is multiplication and division. It's the third one down. Just click on that. Division introduction. Again, ignore the online homework, but you can click on the lesson. Here it says sharing in 2s, 5s and 10s, using arrays and groups to solve problems, and that's exactly what we did before the Easter break. So it's a good tool to help you revise what we've done, and it links well with what we're doing at the moment. So there you can see lesson 1, chapter title 1 is what is sharing, and again lots of activities. Number 2, let's share the fish equally between 2 bowls. So that's a website you can play around with over the next few weeks ahead. Please do the capacity activity though.